Hello and welcome to another episode of FPL Expectations with me, Craig. I'm not alone this week. Finally, I've managed to secure the top signing of the week, which is Joe FPL. Joe, how you doing?
Hey, good, Craig. Been some time since I've been here, so good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to have you. And obviously, life gets in the way of a lot of things. I know you're a very busy man, so do appreciate your time that you've taken to come on this. And I know you're always willing to come on. It's just whether you can or not, And
Yeah.
it is that kind of busy season over there in Malaysia. So I
Mm-hmm.
do understand. But it's great to have you. It's great to have your insight into the
Yep.
FPL world. So as I said, glad to have you back here. So we're going to go straight into it. Game week 13. How did it pan out for yourself?
Okay. Let's look at my game week 13 points. It's pretty miserable. If you look at the game week rank, I had about 7.6 or 7.7 million game week rank. So a huge tumble in my life rank. I think more than doubled.
Yeah.
Because if I mean previously, yeah, definitely more than doubled. So I guess it's almost the same for most of us. Being last week being a pretty terrible or grim game week, a forgettable one definitely for me.
Yeah.
Um, you know, Solanke 1 point. I mean, like basically what happens is it's like a differential game week. You have some differentials which halt or return, and those players or managers who have those players, they had a good week, but because the more highly owned players blank,
Yeah.
and everybody has Haaland anyway, so yeah,
There's
so
no
my
movement. Yeah, it doesn't matter,
yeah
right? Because the EO's so high.
yeah, like my differentials didn't work out at all. Like Bowen, uh, Zaha, Solanke, Gehi. So pretty much all flopped during that
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
I mean, that's where
So
you're really looking to make rank and move up and gain your points, really, because, I mean, most people have, I think everyone in the game has Haaland. But then
mhm.
after that, it's, Salah, surprisingly this season, is a differential these days. Um,
Yep.
so if you have him, it's also an option. But yeah, you're right. When you have like people like Jared Bowen and
Mhm.
Zaha, I think even that Zaha, I'm not too sure how many, but I think over the last few weeks, I mean, his ownership would have increased as well.
Mhm.
Mitrovic, I think there's a fair few people, but when you're banking on the likes of your Crystal Palaces and your Fulhams and your West Hams,
Yep.
I mean, it just shows how the game is this season, how different it is this season compared to other
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah. It's just like what you say. Like pretty much everybody owns Haaland, and pretty much almost everyone who owns Haaland captains him.
Yeah,
So you can only gain ground by going for differentials, and it didn't really work out last game week. So hopefully things will turn this game week.
yep,
I mean
indeed.
that's how FPL works anyway. When everybody has a pretty poor or averagely, we have a poor game week. Usually we do have a slight bounce on the next game week. I mean, depends on the fixtures as well.
Yeah. And like for this week, game week 13, I mean, what transfers did you make? I know we kind of touched on it last week, but just remind us what transfers you made into the team. And
Yeah, like I think if you look at my team, if you look at the game week 13 team, I think of all the players, they pretty much have a pretty good fixture on game week 14, except Bowen,
yeah,
away to Manchester United, and he is doubtful as well.
yeah,
So what David Moyes said, he starts training and he's on the grass, but whether does he start against Man United, that's another question altogether. And even if he starts, United looking much tighter, especially at home so far. I'm not sure whether you agree with me or not, but to me, things are looking pretty good for United.
Yeah.
And Bowen he didn't really perform as well, because even against at home to Bournemouth, he didn't do anything much. I think he only like had one shot or something.
Yeah.
So he's pretty wide, and then he lost penalties as well.
Penalties. Yeah, I was just going to
Yeah,
say the penalties one is a big one. I think for
yeah,
Bowen owners.
it's a deal breaker, to be honest,
Yeah.
because and this is right out from Bowen's mouth himself. He
Yeah.
said he missed the one against Liverpool, so he someone else is going to take it. I mean, it's not because he wasn't on the pitch. I think even if he was on the pitch,
he wouldn't have taken
it. He wouldn't have taken it.
I think it's something similar to what most teams do. I think United have had it in the past, and City do it as well. They have this like kind of ranking order. So if you're at the top of the list right now, like in Bowen's case, you continue to take them. You miss it, you drop down. The next person in line goes up. Obviously, this is all depending whether they're on the field or not. But I think it's quite common with most teams. But then again, you will have teams like Liverpool, like Spurs, who, even if Kane misses, he's still going to take the next one, as we've seen. If Salah misses, he'll still take the next one.
Yeah, if you ask me, I mean, I'm not just talking about from FPL point of view, but I think generally speaking, in footballing point of view, personally, I prefer there's a dedicated person taking it, and even rather than rotating, and the people who are taking those penalties, they'll be extra pressure on them. If they miss this, they will lose it. So it's I guess it has its pros and cons, but personally, I prefer a dedicated penalty taker for football.
Yeah, I mean it's also something that gives you confidence, like knowing that the team have got your back as well. And the manager, if you're I can miss this one, but I know I'm confident enough. And I think a lot of it depends on the feeling as well, because obviously if you miss one, it's not a great feeling, and it could affect your confidence. But if you've got that kind of ego about yourself, like Kane, he's like more than willing to put up his hand and say, I'm taking the next one, I don't care what you're saying. And it helps. I think more strikers are comfortable doing that. With midfielders, it's just one of those, like your Bowens. It could affect him, but it could go either way. But each manager has their own say in it. We know Bowen's not on penalties anymore. Does that mean? I mean, that will come nicely into my game week 14. When we preview that, which we can actually go to right now, actually, since we've covered 13. But does that mean it's an instant transfer out for you? Let's put it into perspective. We've got Jared Bowen, who is slightly injured, who's off pens.
Like even Bowen's injury. I think Moyes, before he gave his latest update, he said he wasn't sure how severe it is, and after that he said Bowen's on the grass, but whether it's on the grass and how far is he?
Well, on the grass could just mean running on the grass. Is he involved with the contact training session?
Exactly.
That's the big question, isn't it?
And it's not that he's in form, doing well week in week out anyway, and pretty relatively unfavorable fixture this week. So to me, either bench him or move him out.
I mean, speaking about bench, I can't talk about the bench without talking about this one player, and that player is Andreas Pereira. Which I'm sure you have. I can't really see your bench, but
yes, I miss his.
He's everyone's favorite first off the bench. In some cases, not.
I missed his 10-pointer last week, and it was a huge bummer.
I think we all did.
Yeah, I mean, like those who had him or came on for like a player like Darwin, example.
Yeah,
they had a much better game week compared to those.
It was one of those where when you saw that Foden wasn't playing as well.
Exactly.
You're just thinking, oh god, all right, let's see how this goes. I can't remember who played first anyway, but when Foden wasn't playing, you're just like kind of hoping, okay, because Pereira went into that in good form. He's been really showing some decent numbers and getting some assists and everything. And and I actually made the point to watch Fulham last week just to
Okay.
see how he is. And
Mm-hmm.
my God, Pereira's like playing as a striker most of the time, like like making those late runs into the box. Um, some of the runs that he's making, and it's some of his teammates on the counter attack, they're not finding him. They'd rather pass it to someone else, but he is looking very, very good. Let me tell you. I'll talk about it a little bit later on, but he's definitely starting for me this week.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like in terms of attacking, stats, Fulham
Yeah,
is pretty good.
yeah.
So I mean,
Who did they
they're
play
doing
last
pretty
week? I can't
well.
remember.
Let me see.
Who did they play last week?
They played. Let's see. Leeds.
Leeds. Oh my God, they took them to the cleaners. They were just flying.
Yeah,
Like I
and
couldn't
and
believe
it,
what I
and
saw, and it was from the first minute. And Pereira
yeah,
was literally right up there. Free kicks. I mean, this free kick was ridiculous. He could have scored from that. I think he hit the
yeah,
crossbar as well, if I'm not mistaken.
and it's a away game for them as well.
Yeah,
To be doing that, and they're pretty good this season so far in
yeah,
terms of
I was very
attacking
impressed.
threats.
So I
Yeah.
think, I mean, it was an eye test for me. I just wanted to have a closer look at him, and
Mm-hmm.
for me, it was yeah. I mean, I'm starting him this week, so that says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, going into game week 14, let's touch on Bowen again.
Yep.
Sorry, we got a little bit sidetracked there, but I mean, what is your stance on it? I mean, we know that he's on the grass, which could mean anything really. We
Mm-hmm.
know he's off pens. We know he's a little bit injured, and we know he's got a tough game against Man United away.
Yep. Yep.
Where are you standing on this? And we know Ben Rama also scored last week and had a
Yeah.
very good game. So
I
he's
mean, like
more likely to start this week, isn't he?
yeah, Ben Rama was the one who took the pen.
Yeah.
So I think Ben Rama is probably more on form compared to Bowen. But if as a Bowen owner, I would probably either sell or bench him because if you look at game week 15 and 16, they're actually they're having pretty good fixtures and both are
Yeah.
at home. So it could be worth keeping, but due to his injury doubt and also off pens, not sure whether worth keeping an 8.1 I think million player, West Ham player,
Yeah.
where instead of getting a player like Skamaka or a defender, Cresswell doing pretty well
Yeah.
past few game weeks, Zuma as well. So these are the players probably offer better value
Yeah.
than Bowen, if you
I
ask
mean,
me.
I'm not trying to put anyone off Bowen if you have him and saying that you have to
Mm-hmm.
sell him, but do we also have to have the World Cup in mind here? I mean, thinking from a player and a manager's perspective, right? I mean, Jared Bowen, from what I understand, Gareth Southgate will name a 55-man squad like a few countries out there.
Yep.
Bowen will most certainly be in that bracket of 55. With him carrying a slight injury, do you think that conversation happens where, or even Moyes says, well, Jared Bowen's got a great chance of going to the World Cup here. I'm not gonna, put him through if he's half fit. I'm not gonna make him play. And where else maybe last season he would have just said, look, you can play this game, and the player would have said, yeah, I can get through this with a couple of injections. Do you think that risk factor kind of happens? I mean, I'm just speculating here, but
Yep.
does that conversation happen, do you reckon?
I think it does because players now are, especially so close to the World Cup, they are more, I would say, paranoid.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah,
sense.
no, you're
I
right.
mean, they're more cautious as well. So if and of course they are worried, concerned if they think they are not mentally as well fit enough to play, they will probably request a pass from their gaffer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's just human factor. It's just human nature. When you know that you are in a position to be able to go represent your country in one of the biggest sporting events on the earth, I would be extra cautious as well.
especially with someone with Jared Bowen's story. I mean, how he's come through the non-league, kind of system, never played in an academy before. I mean, it's a real like fairy tale story.
Yep.
I mean, him playing in the Premier League is just amazing. But I mean, to go on and better that, the only way you can kind of better that is playing in a World Cup, really.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's on course to do that. So, I mean, there is a bit of worry about Bowen. So, I think we spent enough time talking about Jared Bowen, to be fair. I don't think he's ever got that much airtime. But if you are a Bowen owner, your advice is to either sell or play Pereira or bench him, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely either sell or bench. But as you can see in my team, I do not have any Arsenal assets, which arguably one of the best fixtures this week.
Yeah.
Home to Nottingham Forest. So, I mean, yes, Forest has been improving past few game weeks, but I mean, this is Arsenal at home.
Yeah.
And they probably Arsenal also wants to bounce back after after losing points to Southampton. So I would see this as an Arsenal win. Whether it's an easy win or not, pretty much up in the air, unless Dean Henderson goes nuts again. But I can see this as an Arsenal win. So I would like to have an Arsenal asset there. So which is why I'm looking at using those Bowen funds for an Arsenal asset.
Okay, we did see Saka rise in price this week, so not sure if he's out of your affordability range, but that Saka Martinelli. I mean, it's only between both of them. Let's be real. Who are you leaning more towards?
Let's see, because Bowen is.
Can I throw another Arsenal midfielder into that? Who's really impressed me in recent weeks? Granit Xhaka.
Yep.
Is it? I mean, he's not the defensive midfielder that we know.
Yep.
He's been given more of a license to bomb forward from Arteta. We've seen that a lot. We know he's got a great left peg. He can really hit them. At what point do we consider him being a real FPL asset? I mean, we know about his disciplinary issues. He has a tendency sometimes to he could fly into a tackle and get sent off quite easily. But in terms of returns, I mean, this season's possibly his best kind of FPL season, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so as well. I think he makes up a pretty good fifth midfielder. Probably the second Arsenal attacker. He'll be good because you would want to bring him on games like this.
Yeah,
probably bench him against other teams.
Yeah,
but I mean, Xhaka he's a good shot, good value, good second Arsenal attacker.
Yeah. Okay.
Fifth midfielder for me. Yeah.
Fifth midfielder for you. Okay. So it's still for that Bowen transfer. It's still between Martinelli and Saka. Yeah. I'm
leaning towards Saka probably because he has pens.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and Martinelli, I think he looked. Saka is also rested in a game against PSV.
Yeah.
And I read reports that Martinelli looked really haggard and tired against PSV.
Yeah.
So there are rumors flying around that he might be rested. I don't know. I mean, only Arteta knows. So my pick would probably be Saka.
Okay, Saka it is.
Yeah.
So everyone that's watching, I know you got your comments in the comment section. Keep them coming. We will answer some questions at the end, towards the end of the show. But one I do need to put up right now. If you are in KL and you are watching this, do be aware that there is a FPL meets in Bangsa tonight. So for more details, I think you can go onto the Twitter page, FPL meets, and you can get all the details there. But trust that it's going to be a fantastic time. I'm actually going to the one in Manchester in a couple of weeks. I think it is. I think it is a couple of weeks. where we'll be meeting up with all other FPL managers and getting to know one each other, and having a few drinks and watching the football. So it should be great fun. So if you are in KL and you are watching right now, do head on over to the FPL Meets Twitter page, and you can get all the details there. Thanks for that, Bumbling Expat. So so we're looking at your team. Okay, so you've got that Arsenal Bowen to an Arsenal midfielder, most likely Saka in mind. What about the other areas of your team? You got one free transfer this week?
Yeah, I think since we're talking about game week 14 team, let's just put into the game week 14. So this is my game week 14 team.
So you made this transfer already. Did you just do it?
I did it, I think was yesterday.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
We just went through that Martinelli Saka thing.
Because made it. because I was a little bit concerned about Bowen having a price drop. So which is why I made that choice early, because since Saka he's rested anyway, so low risk. It's a low risk transfer, although it's an early one. So
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a Martinelli owner, and I'm a bit worried for him. I did watch the PSV match. I was half expecting him to be rested. To be fair, I was surprised he played. But I think with him, the issue is that Emil Smith Rowe is just never fit, and I think Arteta likes to play him there as well, Smith Rowe. And I think that's why probably Martinelli's been a bit overused this season, I would say, especially in Europe. So it is. I am quite concerned about Martinelli's minutes, if I'm being perfectly honest. But in saying that, I can't see who else plays out on the left. For Arsenal, I mean, if there's any Arsenal fans watching, do let me know. But in terms of the left wing, I really can't see it unless they play Saka on the left and Vieira on the right, or something of that sort. I just can't imagine who will play on the left, unless Joe. Any Arsenal fans in here can give us more insight into this?
I don't know.
I don't want a Foden situation like last week, where everyone brought him in and then he just played like a few minutes.
I mean, to be fair, the Foden one was pretty unexpected. Even though they had a 1 week rest.
Yeah, very unexpected, and especially after the Liverpool defeat.
Yeah, I mean, he has been starting every game before game week 13. So suddenly game week 13 is the one he got benched.
I mean, there's no need for rotation, was there? Let's be real.
Yeah.
It's probably the one game week when Pep didn't need to rotate. You're coming back after a loss. You've got a week's rest, and you still rotate. I don't get it. I can't read the guy. He'll be one of the best poker players out there. No question.
I mean, playing on the left, I think Smith Rowe is still out, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Smith Rowe's out. I mean, I just don't understand who would play on the left unless
can Saka play left, or what about
not left
Fabio?
Wing? So
Fabio Vieira.
What I would say, if anything, I don't know if Zinchenko's fit again, but maybe he could be an option, or they might just go with Tierney there as well. I mean, possible options, but not ideal.
Zinchenko is still flagged.
Is he still flagged? Yeah. So I might be okay with Martinelli, but I mean, like I said, if there's any Arsenal fans out there that can give us a little bit more insight into this, that would be good. Or if anyone knows, what the options are for Arsenal. But just looking else through your team, I mean, how do you think you're setting up for game week 14?
I mean, most of my players, except the Man City players, are playing at home. And pretty much they all have decent fixtures.
Yeah.
So looking at hopefully I can bounce back, at least back to the top 100K with this team. And if you see something different, is the captaincy.
Which we will come on to. We've got a separate topic for that. Don't worry. I'm going to come back to you on that. because I think that is the most important question that we're going to face this week, if anything. But yeah, go on.
Yep. So I I I think I'm pretty satisfied with this team. There are some players that I wish I have, but not that important. I mean, one player I would like to own is Callum Wilson.
Yeah,
This game week especially.
Newcastle look very good, don't they?
Yeah, they're on fire at the moment. And Wilson's underlying stats is good. And against home against Villa, I think there are goals there.
Yeah,
But isn't because Mitrovic is having a pretty good fixture as well, home to Everton, so probably not worth the hit.
yeah,
Especially with only 3 more game weeks left to the World Cup, so a hit at this point in time, it's more of a gamble because you only have maximum up to 3 game weeks to recover the hits.
yeah.
So which is why it's not, it's higher risk as compared to other game weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So happy with your team going into game week 14?
Yep.
Okay.
Probably only concern is Gahey, Crystal Palace's defense.
I just want to touch on that. Well, I want to touch on Crystal Palace as a whole, actually. You've got Zaha, you've got the double up there with Guehi there. I've got Guaita in goal. I mean, we were expecting a lot from Vieira and Palace, go in the weeks leading up to the World Cup. I mean, what's gone wrong for Palace there?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, they did look. Oh, I think we lost Craig. Is it? I mean, Palace. They are really inconsistent at the moment. Zaha not doing well at all. Although we expected him to do well in these fixtures. But yeah, I mean, he only had like one return or 3 game weeks so far. But it's their defense that is pretty concerning. Yeah, let me scroll down to need to see the subs. Yeah. So, but let's see. Craig's back. Yep.
Yeah.
Lost you.
No. Yeah.
So I was saying, Zaha, he didn't perform as well as we hope he did. Although going through this pretty decent fixtures, I think it's their defense which is more concerning. Really inconsistent. They were supposed to be pretty decent, but not sure what really went wrong. And just hope, because they have, I think they have what, Southampton home, West Ham away, and Forest away. So their fixtures are still pretty decent until the World Cup.
Yeah.
So I guess it's
as nice as you're going to get, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So hopefully Zaha step it up. Does better than he did last game week.
Okay. So let's move on to the more important question. Haaland or Salah? Sorry, Salah. I mean, I think if you own Salah, it's a question that's going to pop up every week for you.
Yep.
As stupid as it may sound, because I mean, obviously, Erling Haaland's on absolute fire, taking this Premier League by storm this season. But what we have to consider is fixtures and Salah's new position as well. So you've got Haaland playing the early kickoff, let me add, away to Leicester. Okay, there is an injury doubt. He got taken off at half-time in midweek. Whether you want to say it was to rest him, whether you want to say it was, because the injury is that serious. So there is a doubt whether he plays. I don't know about training pictures. I haven't seen any, but
Nope, I don't see any as well.
But I will share this, which Man City have just put up on their Twitter.
What's that? Let me
Can you
just
see
check.
it?
Let me just.
Is it popping up on the screen?
Yep.
There you go. So that is Man City's post on their official Twitter account. Who are you going to call? And Erling Haaland's in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, do we take that he is starting and playing? Or are we reading too much into it?
Oh, man.
This is the official Twitter account, by the way. Yeah, not another kind of made up account or parody account or anything of that sort.
Mm-hmm. It's a tough one.
I mean, I don't know how much we read into these kind of things, and like I said, Pep's his own man. I mean, but he's in it. Haaland, he's right there at the front in the center. Do we take that as Erling Haaland starts in a couple of hours' time? 2.5 hours?
Yep. I don't know. 1.5. Is it 1.5?
That's
1.5 hours. 1.5.
2.5.
Is it 2.5?
Yeah, 2.5.
I mean, we till kickoff, but we'll know the team sheet.
Oh, okay, 1.5.
Before,
Yeah, correct. 1.5. Yeah.
So I don't know, because Pep, being Pep, didn't say anything helpful at all. You know, he said, "Oh, we'll have a training later. We'll reassess." I really don't know.
I can see that look in your face, Joe.
Yeah, it's full of struggles. But just to be fair, you know, I did this as for fun. I asked my daughter which
we did have a
which
question about that, actually, to be fair.
I posted it on Twitter.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, ask my
And there's Nick Brown there saying it's concerning, but I mean it's really, I mean, we've had a cat do it. If you think back to the early days when we had Mariner,
yeah.
we've had a cat pick captains, and to be fair, I can't remember his name actually, but the cat was pretty good. The cat was pretty good. I think his captaincy, conversion or points haul was the stat was quite amazing, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's almost on par with their matrix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't waste all that time with stats. Just give it to the cat.
So yeah, I mean, just on the record, I've been involving my daughter for the past few game weeks. You know, some 50-50 decisions that I really have no idea. For me, both are good.
Yeah.
And I just throw it to her. You know, I'll just write it on a piece of paper, 2 pieces of paper, and ask her to choose one. And out of four decisions, she got 3 right.
I mean, that sounds pretty good to me.
so I asked her, you know, whether Haaland or Salah captain, and she picked Salah confidently.
Can I just say that Salah has been my captain this whole week?
Oh, really?
I mean, there's a couple of things. Sorry, my dog's about to bark. He said something, but Salah's been my captain the whole week.
Mm-hmm.
What sways me towards picking Mo Salah, and I've been burnt this season by this, by the way. You know, when people have captain Haaland, I've gone Salah. I mean, that's the weekly battle that I have. But what's swaying me towards Mo Salah is a couple of things. First, his position.
Yep.
His position in this new formation that Liverpool are playing. He's right up there. And he's got a goal, got an assist over during the Champions League, which is always good to see. So, you know, his confidence levels are high. He's playing Leeds.
Yep.
Which, you know, I mean, I watched them play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I watched Leeds play last week, and they're poor. they're very poor, and they made Fulham look absolutely amazing. And to be fair, Fulham turned it on, but I mean that fills me with a lot of hope. Leeds form, and he's got a decent record against Leeds as well. So, and I mean, you had the fact that he's on penalties and this. I mean, if you're a Salah owner, and the other thing, sorry, is that Haaland plays an early kickoff, which I always hate captaining early kickoff
Yeah,
players,
yeah.
right?
I mean,
And it's a way to Leicester, who is not the same Leicester at the start of the season. I think they've got a bit of form about them. They've got a bit more confidence in the side.
yep.
Defensively, they're looking a lot better. I mean, you think about Danny Ward and all the stick that he got at the start of the season. He's starting to come good. The defense seems to have sorted itself out. That centre back that looks like David Luiz, whatever his name is, he's starting to look good as well. So I don't know. I just feel it's a more difficult. I'm not saying that Leicester are going to win, but I think it's a slightly more difficult fixture than when we look at the table and we see Leicester down there, and we think, oh, okay, yeah, we'll go Haaland. Not saying it's a wrong pick, but I'm just saying I think Leicester have kind of found their feet again and have kind of kick-started their season, so to speak. And I just can't see anything encouraging from Leeds. And for me, if you are a Salah, sorry, Joe.
Yeah,
if we are a Salah owner
and
you're not going to captain him this week, when are you going to captain him? That's it. Like for me.
Yeah, true. I've no doubt City probably going to steamroll over Leicester, although it's just an away game. It's whether Haaland starts or not, or whether Haaland will be, if he starts, then we just have to hide behind the sofa, But
even if he starts, Joe, right? I mean, there is this risk because we know he's not 100% fit.
Yep.
Okay, there could be one or two things, like he starts and, like if he gets a tackle on that foot or whatever his injury is, that's him potentially coming off early. If he's not fully fit, he comes off in 60 minutes. He doesn't play the whole game like he, more often than not, he usually does. I mean, there are, Pep's, got to be thinking about these kind of things as well.
Yeah, for sure. And with the depth City has, they can still win this without risking Haaland, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean I think
they can play Alvarez.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, Pep was asked the question, if Haaland doesn't play, I mean, you're going to go back to that false nine, and he said Alvarez is the next in line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have Alvarez, and Alvarez is he is gifted as well.
Yeah,
it's just because of Haaland, he's a little bit being overshadowed.
Yeah. I mean, it always takes a while. I think he just moved over from South America as well. So yeah, there is that adjusting period. But yeah, I mean, back to the the big question. I mean, we talked about Haaland, but let's focus a little bit on Salah. I mean, how do you see this? I mean, it's not the same Salah that we've seen over the last few seasons, which would have been an easy captaincy choice. I don't think we'd even be debating it if Salah was still firing.
Exactly.
I
mean, because if you ask me what exactly happened, what happened to Salah this season, I don't really have an answer. I'm not sure. Is it because of how?
I don't think it's Salah, just Salah alone. It's the whole team, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. They seem to. I mean, they do have this struggle period every season as well. But it's just this season, somehow, it's more. You can see the inconsistency. They do win some of the games pretty easily, but some games they really struggle. Like even against Nottingham Forest. It's just I mean, and Klopp is still trying to experiment different formations as well. So and I think it's because there isn't how to say, it's not as a as a team. They don't really have a consistent tactics,
Yeah.
and also they are also somewhat injury ridden as well.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, a home game against Leeds, like you said, Craig, is as good as it gets for Salah
Yeah.
and Liverpool as a whole. And on top of that is an injury ridden Leeds United side as well.
Yeah. I mean,
So
these are the kind of things that, I mean, like I said, I've not taken the armband off Salah this whole week.
mhm.
Um, I wouldn't say it's a no-brainer, but I have a feeling. I mean, we've got less than 45 minutes to go now,
Yeah,
and I think I'm set on it. I think I've committed to it, and I'm sticking.
yeah. I mean, if what I've done the past few game weeks is that if I really need a 50-50 decision made, I ask my daughter, and whatever she says, I'll just stick to it.
I mean, that further supports my decision. To be fair, I'm not going to argue with her. I mean, she's got a better percentage than me, I'm sure, this season. So yeah, I'd pick her as well. I'll listen to her too. So yeah, I think I'm set on that. I think I'm going Salah. I'm playing Andreas as well, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
it's a
I'm
good
benching
one for him.
Solanke. I'm benching Solanke against
Well, he's a
Spurs.
bit of a doubt, isn't he? Oh, I don't think he
Yeah,
plays. Actually, I don't think he
yeah.
plays.
If
But
if you ask me, I think Kiefer Moore should deputize for him.
yeah,
So yeah, I don't think
he's not the same type
Bournemouth.
of player, obviously.
Yeah, I mean Bournemouth. They probably go to this game getting whatever they. I mean whatever they can get is a bonus for them against Spurs. So probably not worth. I don't know. Maybe I think Solanke at the starting of the season he was doubtful as well, and then he came off on the bench. So
Yeah.
I probably can see that happening again this game week.
I don't know. I don't think he plays. I watched the game against West Ham. I think it looked bad. I think it looked bad enough to rule him out for this game week.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what the scans and all the checks shows that it's not as bad as they feared.
Yep.
So yeah, it could be back next week. But I think he misses this week if I read it right. But I thought Bournemouth were unlucky against West Ham. To be fair.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
yeah,
I've saw the match stats. Solanke had a big chance
yeah, he did.
before
He did.
he got hauled off.
Correct. Yeah, he did. He looked good. I mean, he's a decent player. It's just his goal to game ratio isn't exactly the best. But when you talk about overall play, he's a big, strong guy. He's quick.
Mm-hmm.
He can run at you. So like, got a lot of good things about him as a player.
Yep.
Okay, so we divert a bit. So Joe, in terms of captaincy, where are you at now? Are you Haaland or are you Salah?
Currently on Salah.
Salah, yeah.
40 minutes to go.
40 minutes to go on Salah. If that changes, do let us know. Let's quickly talk before we come to the questions from all of you that are watching. Please do put your questions in the comments box. We will get to them. I test on players, Joe. We're moving on, towards or closer to the World Cup. The games, there's not many games till then. But just leading up to that, I mean, over the last few weeks, who's really caught your eye and who should we maybe, I mean, obviously not for hits because it doesn't make sense right now, but for free transfers, I mean, who should we be looking at in, name me a couple of players in each position.
I think in terms of defense, I think Cresswell's looking decent again. He is taking some of the set pieces again, and his minutes is nailed. And West Ham have good fixtures on game week 15 and 16. So probably in the defense side, Cresswell looks like a good punt. At least for the last 2 game weeks before the World Cup. Then if you look at midfield probably. Oh, and also I think what do you think of Dalot?
Yeah, so I've owned Dalot from the start, and you know what, I like him. It's been a good pick for me. I mean, the one thing that obviously helps is that there's no rotation.
Yeah,
Obviously, it didn't pay off at the start of the season with the 2 losses, and I mean there have been some heavy defeats, but I've
yeah.
got to be honest. Those heavy defeats. Well, the City match I didn't play him. I think I probably did for the first 2, so I didn't get real returns. But I think you touched upon it just now. United have defensively kind of got their shit together.
Yeah.
And he is fairly attacking as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at the price, I mean at 4.5, you can't really go wrong there.
Yeah, I mean,
It's as good as it gets, really.
yeah, and then until the World Cup, I think
Yeah,
United, their fixtures are not the best, but
yeah, not great. Yeah,
it's still decent. Still decent. They have home to West Ham this game week, then away to Aston Villa, and away to Fulham.
yeah. I mean, they
So
couple of I mean, it's a tricky running. It's winnable. I mean, you
yep,
can see United getting 9 points out of that, but at
yep,
the same time, it's a
it's
question of
United.
it's United exactly.
Yeah.
That's one, and clean sheet wise, you look at
Mm-hmm.
maybe against West Ham they have a chance because I don't think West Ham
Yep,
attacking
yep,
wise have been fully firing.
yep,
If you ask me.
yep.
But against Villa, I mean, I need to see Villa again this weekend, obviously, since with the manager
Mm-hmm.
bounce and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But they looked, when they got all their attacking players and they got their stuff together last week, they
Yeah,
looked very, very
yeah.
scary,
Yes,
Uh,
exactly. So
so, and we
mhm,
know how Fulham play, right, under Marco
yeah.
Silva team.
Mm-hmm.
So tricky,
Mm-hmm.
but in terms of United winning, I can see it clean sheets. I'm not so sure, but at 4.5 million,
Mm.
you can't really ask for much, in my opinion. I think most FPL managers will have, either Trent, Cancelo, Trippier, and you can rotate around that. You can get if you've got three players with better fixtures, you can
Mm.
definitely play them. So
Yeah. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, yeah, like what you said, clean sheets maybe over the 3 matches. I think maybe at most 2, but I
yeah,
can definitely see goals.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
and you would like to hope that he's part of that.
yeah. I mean, him and Luke Shaw are probably these 2 players
Yeah,
in the defense that is worth having a look
I,
because
I would say if you can get to Shaw, go Shaw,
it's
just because he's on
they're
set
both the
pieces
same.
as well.
They're both the same price at the moment.
I don't think Shaw's that cheap.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's 4.7.
Shaw,
Yeah,
has he dropped off that much? He
yeah,
was 5. Yeah. Wow,
yeah. He dropped. So
wow.
Dallo
Okay.
went up
Yeah,
and Shaw went down. So now both are priced at 4.7 million.
I would say if you're looking at the 2, I'd say go for Shaw just because of
Mm-hmm.
potential set pieces.
And Shaw is only 1% owned,
There
1.1%.
you go. Talk about differentials.
Mm-hmm. So pretty exciting. If
Yeah.
if you're looking at a defender, yeah,
Okay.
worth going. I think in terms of midfields, probably the usual. I not sure about Bowen, but if you have him, probably keep him. Probably Almiron.
Yeah.
Almiron looks good.
Almiron. Yeah. Newcastle
Yeah,
look
yeah,
fantastic, don't they?
yeah. So can Almiron sustain this? I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but at least I will probably usually this kind of form it doesn't die off immediately. So I mean, of course, it depends on the fixtures as well.
Yeah.
They have Villa this week at home, then
Tough game.
away
Tough game.
then away to Southampton,
Yeah.
and then
I like
home
that
to
game.
Chelsea, away home to Chelsea.
Yeah.
So yeah, Almiron at only like what 5.5 million can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Worth a punt.
Definitely.
Worth a punt. And another one. What do you think about Rashford?
What do I think about Rashford? I've got him in my draft team. I brought him in last week.
Mm-hmm.
What do I think about it? That's a very interesting one. Just because I like him, I like what he offers, but I don't think he's the best finisher. And I think, what is he, 6.5 or something like that?
6.6.
6.6. I think if you're spending that kind of money, you need someone who's going to give you returns. The one thing that goes for him, obviously, he's an out of position player, so he's playing up front.
Oh, okay. Just sorry, just stop you there. There
Okay.
is a leak coming out
Okay.
by this reputable account called Team News and Ticks.
Go for it.
He says, I have been informed that Erling Haaland and Phil Foden do not start again. I don't know what.
Serious.
Let me just share that screen.
I mean, I can believe the Haaland one, but
the Foden one, I no idea. Oh wait, this is Buna. Damn it!
Is it Bruno's got you?
Yeah.
You've been done by Bruno. You've been done by
no!
Bruno.
Oh damn! This is the one. This is the account that is reputable.
Wow, you've been done by Bruno, bro.
Yeah, because he was banned previously and he got it back. So I didn't expect him to be back, but then I expected him to cook up something and I got Bruno live.
Live. Oh, we're gonna get this little
man.
snippet and tag.
Let me tweet it out.
Make sure you say you got me live on the show.
Yeah, I said I got lives on stream.
Oh wow, that's a good one. Man. That's a good one.
So, oops, sorry about that, guys.
I can kind of understand Haaland not starting, but Haaland and Foden not starting. Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So back to it. We're talking about Rashford, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, the one thing that goes for him is an out of position player. So midfielder playing up front. He will start. He got rest midweek. He will start this week, but just his finishing. United create chances and he gets into good positions, but whether he can finish it off is the main question. At 6.5, I think it's too much of a punt, if you ask me. But then again, it's one of those that he could just explode and get you 2 goals this weekend,
Yeah.
So it's whether your team's set up in a way where you can afford to have him. I think maybe if you're playing like a 3-5-2.
3-5-2, yeah.
That works.
Yep.
And you can afford to do that. But otherwise,
Yeah, I mean, like he's been in good positions. He has been getting those chances. It's just not putting them away as much as he should. Yeah. So if he continues to get in those positions, chances, it just waits for his time to actually haul.
Yeah. So I mean, if you can afford a punt for the next few weeks, I think why not? Yeah. But at the same time, be prepared for some heartbreak as well. I've got to put that in there with Rashford. I'm sorry. And finally, up front, I think this is a position where I think there's a real lack of options. If you ask me.
Really?
Well, everyone's got Haaland.
Okay.
Right. It's whether you can, for your second slot, it's whether you can get to Kane. So that means you're going to have Haaland and Kane. All right.
Yep.
So let's take Kane out of that one. All right. Because, not many people have a double up, right? Then you're looking at Mitrovic, Tony, Skamaka, Wilson, Solanke. And that's it. Who else am I missing?
Yeah. Because like Mitrovic he's playing against City next game week.
Yeah.
Tony, he has a game against Forest. He got Forest at the next game week, but he has City at the game week 16.
Yeah.
And he's also on 4 yellows. So yeah. But I really like Wilson as an option.
Can I throw a name into that? Which Calvert-Lewin, the return of Calvert-Lewin.
Yes, Calvert-Lewin.
I think he's gone under the radar a little bit, but he came back he got a goal last week.
I think he looks fit.
Everton have been crying out for him. Let's be real.
Yeah,
they've been crying out for him.
And when he plays, he really makes an impact up front. And I think he should be fully fit. He looks fully fit, I think.
Yeah.
So good punt, definitely. There's an upside there until the World Cup. Everton's fixtures are good as well until the World Cup. It's just he's a little bit pricier
Yeah.
at 7.9 at the moment. Surprisingly, having been featured for so long, doesn't drop that much in price.
Yeah.
So he's only dropped like 0.1 since game week 1. So it's 7.9. But if you have that extra funds and you're not sure who to punt for, DCL is a good punt because he's nailed for 90 minutes. I mean, if he's fit, he starts. And I think he is also on pens. And the boy can score.
Yeah. He knows where the back of the net is.
Yeah, he has that explosiveness in him.
Yeah.
So if he finds back that form that we see, I think like last season or two.
Well, he's got something to prove to Southgate as well. I think in terms of like I'm ready, I'm fit now. Get me in that squad.
Mm-hmm. So he's a good punt, definitely. I mean,
so just going back on that. Okay, go finish on Calvert-Lewin.
I mean, like he's one of the main options that I'm considering for game week 15 to sell Mitrovic for who you call it, DCL, Calvert-Lewin. So I have those funds.
Yeah.
So we'll just see about that.
Fantastic. So what I was just going to touch on, when we talk about that, for me, why I said that there's a lack of quality in that department, right? So we look at, like I said, everyone's got a Haaland. We look at the next in line, which is Liverpool. Can you afford a Darwin? Is Darwin going to play every week? I mean, there's a bit of rotation between him and Firmino potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we look at United, and it's like you're not going to go for Ronaldo, that's for sure. And Martial's injured. You look at Spurs, and it's Kane. It's whether you can get to Kane in terms of affordability. You look at Brentford, and it's Tony. All right, Fulham, Mitrovic. But just, I mean, you're not going to punt on the Wolves.
No,
you're scraping it with Solanke at Bournemouth. I mean, most people who have him, it's just because he's cheap and he plays.
And he's on pens.
You're not buying him for his goals.
Let's be
real. I know he returned like 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
I got both of his both game week returns, so really helped massively.
Okay, so it's rare, but okay, you're gonna get that. And then I'm just looking around, and Chelsea, like, who's going to play up front? Are you going to get to Aubameyang? Are you going to get to Havertz? I mean, he hasn't really been that great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I just can't find quality in those forward areas. Have I missed out on anyone? I mean, I can't.
I mean, there are options, but they are just not as consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the logical ones, I think most people have anyway. So.
Yeah,
like your Wilsons, your Mitrovic's, your Tonys. And I think really out of that, you can't really get much.
But Craig, surprisingly, Wilson is only owned by 2.3%.
Really?
Yes. I was surprised as well.
Oh, I'm very surprised by that. Wow.
Yeah. Which is really enticing.
I mean, especially when you think about that, Isak's injured, right? I mean, there's no one else really going to play up front, is there, apart from Wilson?
Yeah, and he's on pens as well. Okay, currently he's 2.5%.
But I mean, anything under 5%, you're laughing.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the reasons why I'm so, he's one of my options because he's so lowly owned, and Newcastle's on form. They're having a home game this week. He's on pens. He's nailed to start. Saint-Maximin might be back. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of pluses there, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Okay, we're going to hit the questions from the community. It's the last part of the segment. Remember, there is about 25 minutes left for you to make your changes if you haven't already. So do check your team. Do make that big decision. Is it going to be Salah? Is it going to be Haaland? Are we going to get a leak before the deadline? Joe will be on that, scouring the Twitter pages and seeing for any leaks. He already has been fooled once, but let's hope that doesn't happen again. So let's take some questions. Howdy, Ryan. Nice to see you again. I got no Salah. I'm going to captain Haaland. My vice is either Mitrovic or Almiron. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. What do you think about that?
That's. I think Mitrovic is probably a better captaincy option as compared to Almiron. I think it's purely because
Risky, isn't it?
he's the talisman.
Yeah.
Mitrovic is a talisman, and he's on penalties as well. So, yeah, I'm not sure
If
what
you
other
don't,
choices.
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, surely there are some other Liverpool assets. You know what it is, right? If I didn't have Salah, right, and I had Trent, I'd vice Trent as well.
I'll probably vice Foden or Saka if I
Oh,
don't have
interesting.
Salah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I just love that Liverpool fixture, like this
Yeah,
week. I just love it. Like,
I mean,
and
I
Trent
mean,
can
yeah,
explode as well if he really
yeah.
wants.
Trent can explode, but I don't have Trent. I only have Salah as my only
Yeah,
Liverpool asset. So
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so Hadi Rahid, do let us know who you have in your team, and maybe we can adjust that vice captaincy, or if we get just in case Haaland doesn't even play. Bora TV says, I don't have Arsenal assets. Only way to get to one is to sell Foden and get Saka and Martinelli for a hit. What do you think?
no, I probably wouldn't do that because City has the best fixture until the World Cup.
Yeah.
They have Leicester this week, and then probably next week is against Fulham at home, and then after that against Brentford at home. So
You don't want to be
you
you
don't
don't want
want
to
to
be
miss. You probably, if you are not on triple City, you should be.
I didn't touch on this just now. I mean, we're talking about City now. Is Cancelo a doubt?
He did have a slight fever, but I don't think he has any physical injuries as compared to
Yeah, he
Haaland.
had a fever, and did he get taken off? Was it, or did he not? He didn't play midweek, right, or something like that.
I think he played. Pep even mentioned
He played.
that he thanked Cancelo because they don't have
Oh
any
yeah,
other options.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
and he played throughout through a fever.
yeah.
Um,
So that
is there any
guy is
concerns
nuts.
on that,
I mean, like who
or
will
we don't worry
deputize
about
who?
it?
Yeah, who's going to deputize for him though? But I probably wouldn't be worried because he's so highly owned.
Okay.
So whether he gets a point or he gets 20 points doesn't really make much of a difference in our rankings, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Who would be a better shout for points this week, Castagna or Billing? I got both in my team.
Castagna is playing against the City. So I don't know. I'll probably lean against Billing, home to Spurs. Spurs, they are not really they are not as defensively strong as we think. So probably I'll favor the attacker, especially Castagna facing Man City. So I'll probably have Billing as my choice.
Billing, he's looked good actually. To be fair to him,
Yeah.
Just back on the World Cup thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think club managers care about internationals nor their players' international prospects. They want to do as well as they can in the Prem, which is a fair shout. But I think what we were trying to say is from a player's perspective as well. Like, if he has a slight injury, does he tell the manager he's not available? In that kind of context. So yeah, I mean, fair point there, bumbling expat. Joe, we've done this. Scroll down a bit. Need to see the subs. Who are your subs again? What order is that?
I scrolled for him.
Okay.
Solanke, Justin, and Emerson.
Okay. If Haaland blanked, it's going to be a long weekend for a lot of us. I'm on the flip side of that. If Haaland goes nuts, it's going to be a long weekend for me because I'm going to go Salah. So yeah. Gandhi over the Norwegian fraud. God, Jesus. Gaita, Cancelo, Trippier, White, Salah, vice captain, Foden, Saka, Martinelli, Andreas Haaland. That looks like a very good team for me.
Yep, looks
Mitrovic
good
as well. Sorry, bench Everson, Solanke. -4 done. Zaha and Bowen out for Saka and Foden. Yeah, I think you can't go wrong there. You've done it. So I think you're good to go there. What plays you don't own are you excited about? I mean, we talked about the eye test, but not sure if you had to pick one or two.
Wilson, and and probably Rashford.
Nice. Hope that answers your question, Android. How do you write Martinelli or Mitrovic for captain? I've decided against captaining Haaland. Wow.
I don't know, Hardy. I mean, if looking at your other choices, I would probably captain Haaland and vice another, because Haaland playing a cameo, will, especially against tired legs, if he plays, is probably better than the other options that you have.
Okay. Is Haaland not playing? I think that was we just got pranked. Really, we haven't got any leaks. So you can just have a quick look on Twitter, see if there's anything. I'm not sure if you follow the Alex. Not sure what his last name is. Just Alex who does the Man City stuff.
Oh yeah, I think I follow him as well. I think he mentioned to him is a 30% Haaland starts and 70% Haaland does not start. That was his prediction.
I think let me just check, because I think he mentioned that he might get a leak. Not sure how certain that is, but let me just give it another look on here. Alex.
Not sure exactly what his handle is.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm looking for it
trying
now.
to search for Alex. Can't find him.
Oh god, I do follow him. Let me go to my followers and maybe I can see from that following. Sorry, because I did follow him like fairly recently. There we go, got it. It's not Alex actually. It's 4 Lex. So he's used the 4 as a.
Yeah. Oh, no wonder. Yeah.
So. Nah, City starting prediction, starting odds. Nah. So on his predicted one, yeah, he's starting Alvarez instead of Haaland. So yeah, this is him using his percentages and everything. And yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
30-70, I think, something like
that. Yeah. So I'd be a little bit careful if I were you, Haaland, captain. As nothing set for stone. Obviously, this is just his opinion. But are you on Twitter on the web? Do you want to just see if you can get that up? So you'd like.
Let me just see.
It's 4 Lex _ MCFC.
So you want me to open the prediction one?
Yeah, predicted starting for Man City, and then we can just have a look at it.
Yep. Let me just.
He's starting Cancelo. He reckons Cancelo starts.
This one?
So as you can see, can we get that? Yeah. So he's got Grealish, Alvarez, and Foden up top. And yeah, I mean that's the main thing, isn't it? There's no Haaland in that.
And but just disclaimer, this is just prediction.
Yeah.
Let me just scroll to his reasoning of. Yeah. So this is what his current thoughts. I mean, his thoughts on the forwards. So his forwards, he put Alvarez at 70% and Haaland at 30%.
30. Yeah. That's actually bad. That's wow. So I mean, you just, if you are going to take that risk in Captain Haaland, I think it'll be just make sure that your vice is sorted as well.
Yep.
I wouldn't do I don't know. Would you do a Foden as a vice?
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, if you don't have Salah and you don't have any other choices or decent choices, I would say Foden as a vice is it's not a bad shot at all
Yeah,
because you know when he plays he has that goal threat as well, and he's a midfielder. He gets more points, goals, and he has a clean sheet
yeah.
potential as well.
Okay, so yeah, we think Haaland doesn't start. If that answers your question, Fudrin. But again, this is all predictions right now.
Mm-hmm.
Have both Salah and Darwin in my team. Feel like Darwin's going to explode soon. Thoughts on a Darwin captaincy punt? Wow, that's a first. I mean, we do like the fixture. We did say
Yep.
it. I don't think it's a
And
bad punt, to be fair, but
yeah,
that's exactly what it's
and
going to be, a punt.
and Darwin, he's a stats monster as well. So whenever he plays, he really hawks those chances and always put himself in the good positions, and he loves to shoot.
But whether he scores
So
them or not is a different thing. I mean, that miss in midweek was. I don't even have words for it, to be fair.
but to be fair, he did score a goal. So
His header was fantastic. His header was
Mhm.
absolutely fantastic.
So yeah, I mean, captaincy on Darwin is exciting.
Yeah,
So I personally I probably wouldn't mind that as well.
yeah. I don't think it's a bad shout, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there a risk of rotation though?
Yes, there is, I would say.
Yeah,
So
be prepared as well.
yeah, you gotta be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared for some heartbreak if it comes. But I do like it if he plays. If I'm being
Mm-hmm.
perfectly honest.
Mm-hmm.
Simeone's joined us. How you doing? You okay? A little bit late towards the end of the stream. Remember, there's 10 minutes to make your substitutions, to sort out your captaincies. We're not too far away from the deadline, okay? So if you've got any more questions, shoot them over. We'll do our best to try and get them answered. If you've got any doubts, we will try and stay on and see if there are any leaks via Twitter. But for now, I think it's looking the only is it official that Haaland is not in the squad? No, it's not. It's not official. We haven't got any official news. Very important to say that, but we've got predictions,
There,
and
there, there is something coming out from the Twitter again.
okay,
Uh,
let's get that on the.
Let me just see.
Simeon, there's no official news, but there's predictions. If we get a leak, we'll try our best to get that up on here and inform you. But what we've been told is that, I mean, in terms of predictions, in terms of percentages, there's a 30% chance that Haaland starts.
It's annoying because the Buna one seems to be correct.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to get this out. Um, let me just share. It's pretty annoying. I don't know why Foden doesn't start.
What? Again?
Yeah. Let me just. This
Oh,
is
God.
because this guy leak lineups. He usually put it on Instagram, and he's a
Yeah.
reliable one. So yeah, and I'm also told that Haaland and Foden aren't starting. I don't know.
He does say conflicting reports.
Conflicting reports, but I'm told Vardy, Barnes, Madison starts. That's the 10:45. Oh, and I'm told that Haaland and Foden aren't starting. This is annoying.
Jeez.
This is really annoying.
It's very annoying.
Don't know what to do. If Foden doesn't start as well, that is really annoying.
I mean, the Foden one for me is bigger than the Haaland. I can navigate around Haaland,
Yeah.
But Foden for me is annoying. Like if it's the second week in a row, and the way everyone jumped on him last week, he didn't play. It was so typical. But
I'm one of them.
Yeah, me too. And then I just don't understand why he doesn't play this week. Because Mahrez was poor. I can't understand if Mahrez starts another game. Salah is. I think I'm sticking to that. 8 minutes to go.
Not sure whether I should take a hit or not. Maybe I shouldn't. But then what can I do?
So, like, for me, I mean, if I expect Foden off the bench, to be fair, more than Haaland, if that's true. And Foden, when he's come off the bench, he can be explosive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And we've seen that in the past anyway. I'm not sure if Haaland's the same type of player. I mean, I know he's done it in the Bundesliga, where he's come off the bench and scored a hat-trick or something like that, but don't know. Oh, it's tough, this.
The problem is my bench is pretty weak. I have Solanke.
Yeah.
Not sure he's going to start or not. And then there's Justin, who's playing against City, and then Emerson, who probably doesn't start at all. Yeah. So I don't know.
I've got Scamacca, Neko, and Castagna. So that's
pretty good, to be fair. I mean, yeah, you have starters there at least.
Yeah, but just I think I'm just going to leave Foden there. I'm going to leave Haaland there as well, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And just hope for the best, really. I mean, like I said, I don't mind too much Foden off the bench sometimes, but I'm a bit pissed off. It's like, again, like second week in a row, if that's true.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I'm going to make that transfer because I want 2 free transfers for next week so I can assess it. And then even with Scamacca, I don't know if he starts as well, to be fair.
Scamacca, I think should
yeah. He looked a bit poor. He looked poor against Bournemouth, to be fair. And I was just like, oh, God. I was expecting a bit of a haul from him in that Bournemouth match. But that didn't come. What are we saying? That one seems to be doing rounds at like the elite lineups. Even Andy Martin is. Oh, you've liked that one.
I think I'm just probably leaving it as it is. Probably don't want to do any panic transfers. Only move my captaincy.
You going to Salah?
Yeah, I'm already on Captain Salah anyway, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is.
Yeah,
it's just Foden not starting. That is so annoying. I really, really don't understand why. I brought him in last week and he didn't start, and this week
I'm actually fuming at that, to be fair.
Yeah.
So how much value would you lose if you sell Haaland now?
Me?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Let's say go to Kane or Darwin and then switch back next week.
Good question to be. I'll lose 4. I'll lose 0.4.
0.4. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And Foden Saka for a hit then? Would you do it? 4 minutes before the deadline, would you do it?
Yeah. Go. Because since he's not going to start.
I've got 1 free transfer. Should I do that? Why'd you do this to me, Pep? Why did you do this to me? $0.4 sounds a lot. Might have something to do with the amount of goals that he's been scoring. Imagine I didn't even own him in the first game week. That's mad. I'm looking at this. This one's really got me actually.
Which one?
Foden to Saka. Are you starting Solanke? I think he's on your bench, right?
I'm not sure. I think I'll probably do Wilson.
Foden doesn't need to start. He is effective enough from the bench even. Yeah, exactly what I said, to be fair. I mean, we didn't see it last week, but we've seen it in the past when Pep's benched him. So I don't know whether to stick or I like that Saka move now. You got me thinking. I hate this, really. I need to take Panadol after this. Just go have a Teh Tarik, bro. You'll be fine.
I'm doing the Wilson one.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Get it up if you have time.
Have you done it?
You done it?
Yeah. Just wait. Let me just.
You know Solanke to Wilson, is it?
Let me just. Wait. Oh no!
What?
Error. Crashed.
Oh, you kidding me? No.
No! It crashed. Ah!
Wow. Everyone's saying it. Yeah. App's
Crap.
crashed.
It crashed. Shit.
Wow.
I've done it, but he's on my bench.
No.
I can't load it up. Let me just try my phone. Let me just try my phone.
No, the app's down as well.
Oh shit.
App is down as well.
Ah, what did I do?
Well, you've got like a minute if you can just see if the app loads or something like that. Oh wow. That's mad.
Wait, it loads. Let me just try.
I think it's working, you know.
Error confirming transfers. Comes out error. Can't do it. It doesn't let me do it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, I can't confirm it.
I can't. Error.
I'm trying to switch my yeah. Nah, it's done. I'm trying to switch my vice captain actually.
Oh, deadline over. I can't do it. It didn't let me do it.
Oh, absolutely gutted. Did that transfer go through though?
The last I checked, no.
So the transfer did go through.
Yeah.
Maybe it's for the best. We will see.
I'm not sure whether it went through or not.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna print screen this. It's so annoying. Let me just check how to print screen. Oh man.
Deadline. Done. Wow. That was a little bit exciting to be fair, but at the same time frustrating.
Yeah.
And I put Billing on. That's not the worst thing. I bench Foden last minute, and it's not the worst to be fair. You got Billing. Billing will play.
Yeah, exactly. Billing will play. So
it's not the worst thing. Bora TV says, shit, just wow, definitely saved me a -4 as I couldn't buy Saka. Well, let's hope it pays off. Let's hope Foden miraculously starts or comes off the bench and does some damage.
I don't know.
Well,
half an hour. Yeah, I mean, like Foden actually he had I think some games where he did get a return and he got nicked off half time.
Yeah.
So this could be the other way around. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him off the bench and he's scored as well. So, just frustrating, isn't it? Very frustrating. But it is what it is. I just like with the amount of players that this game has. Like, how have they not improved this site or this app?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're like so frustrating, so frustrating. I'm gonna get some top now. Thanks for the captains. Thankfully, the captaincy's on Salah. Thankfully, yep. Didn't leave it to the last minute. I'd imagine someone like Andy. Let's talk FPL. He'd be. He loves his last minute, like close to the deadline transfers, doesn't he? Or selections. I'd imagine he'd be fuming right now if he didn't make his a little bit earlier than usual. It'd be interesting to see his stream after this. So right, it is what it is, Joe. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Go and enjoy the rest of the footballing weekend, and hopefully, your captaincy was on Salah, right? So
yeah, at least the captaincy is on Salah.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse.
At least my daughter saved me. I put that on the bus team, so at least I don't.
Let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope. I mean, next thing you know, Haaland's starting, and bags a hat trick. I've been there. I've been there before. It's painful.
I mean, yeah. He has that. He can bang in braces in like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my vice captaincy is on him, but yeah, it will count for very little anyway. But Joe, thank you very much for coming on. It's good to have you back. Really enjoyed that. To be fair, it was nail biting towards the end, and very very exciting for everyone that was watching as well. But yeah, I think we're going to see an interesting game week. Let's say with I'm sure Haaland has a lot of captainers. It will be about 25 minutes till we find out whether him and Foden start. So that will be interesting. But thank you very much for coming on and giving us a bit of your time. And yeah, do wish you all the best for the game week. And thank you everyone else as well for watching and logging on to FPL Expectations. Yeah, it's been a great episode. I really enjoyed that actually. That final 10 minutes was
drama, pure drama.
Yeah, that's what you want to see sometimes, but not when you're part of it, I guess. But yeah, if you're not already, do follow Joe. It's at Joe FPL on Twitter. Do follow me at CraigMorais11 and do follow the channel at FPL Expectations. We try to do this every week, so do support us, do give us a like, do follow us on here or subscribe, down below. Joe, all the best. Have a great night, a great weekend ahead.
You too.
And hopefully I will catch you next week. I mean, 25 minutes is all it takes, and I'm sure we'll be texting back and forth once those lineups come out.
All right.
But for everyone watching, thank you very much for joining the stream. I wish you all a great FPL weekend. And most importantly, I hope you all have green arrows from the advice that the big man has given us. And may the FPL gods be with you all. Sorry, just going to put this up there. Thank you for the stream. Final minutes were fun. It was fun. It was exciting. It was dramatic. It was everything. But thank you so much for being part of it and joining us. Joe, thank you very much and have a great weekend. May the FPL gods be with everyone. Over and out.